Well, good morning and welcome to Ask Mason at askmason@enid.org, where you can always send in all your questions that you have about things that are going on in the city, concerns that you might have. I will always do my very best to answer those questions as I have in the past. And always remember, I'll never use your name. So please send those questions in to askmason@enid.org. I just want to say it's good to be back. I've been on vacation for a couple weeks, and it's always good to go on vacation, but it's even better to get home. So I'm glad to be back doing my show. I've got two questions that have come up, and wanted to mention those this morning. The first one is talking about the EMS and what's going on there, our ambulance service. About a year ago, I put a committee together to try to figure out ways that our ambulance service could be better responsive to the needs of Greater Enid. If you remember, I had Chief Courier on, our fire chief, and what we have found on that is there are a lot of idiosyncrasies when it comes to healthcare in general, not to mention when you try to get more granular down to the ambulance, first responder type service. That has gone very well. We have put together a lot of great ideas moving forward, and I just wanted to let you know that that is moving forward. And on November the 4th, that's at our first commission meeting in November, we will be getting an update on that. So we will have some of the people that are involved in that at that commission meeting, the study session before the regular commission meeting. So if you're interested in that, want to know more of the details, please tune in on November the 4th, that particular study session. It is a very complicated topic. It's never as easy as it seems, but I just want the general public to know that we are working towards that and making sure that we've got plenty of ambulances, plenty of staff to always cover our needs here in Enid. The other question that has been coming up is what's going on with the downtown park. Most of you saw where we bought out the lease, which it was right at the end of that lease for the Family Dollar. And they did move out. Per contract, they had to be out by the end of August, and they were. And then it seemed like nothing was really going on down there. Well, there's a lot going on. If you look down the alley right behind the Family Dollar, there's a lot of utilities go down that alley. In order to start tearing down any property, you have to make sure all those utilities are out of the way. And not only that, there will be construction that goes across that alley, onto and across that alley. So that whole alley has to be vacated. So all those utilities have to be moved. That alley has to, by vacated means it's a legal term that says we will never use it as an alley again, so that if they put up a building there, they won't ever have to worry about the city coming back in and going, hey, you're on our easement. So that's all underway. When I was driving in this morning, I looked over there, and actually OG&E's out there removing some poles right now. So hopefully first or second week in November, you'll start seeing the demolitions start up. So that project is on pace to get started, and it just seems like sometimes there's some lulls, but I just want you to know that there's always work going on behind the scene. Also, Scott Morse, our assistant city manager, coupled with Don Rose, will be given an update about that project at our next commission meeting in October, which will be, I believe, October the 21st. So that'll be during the study session as well. Make sure you tune in if you want to know more of those details. And it's going to be a great project. Not only will we have another Jiffy Trip right downtown where we need it, but we're also going to have the amphitheater, an expanded park. It's going to be remarkable what that's going to look like. So I'm very, very excited about that and hearing the update. And then just a couple more things. we have the Veterans Day events that'll be coming up very shortly. That's a full week of events. And whether you're a veteran or not, I encourage you to take your kids out to some of these events and get to hear these veterans and some of the struggles and challenges that they had during their careers. We will be having events out at Woodring, as well as a parade that will happen down at the square. So watch the newspaper, watch Visit Enid, and watch our website for all of those upcoming events for Veterans Day, and in our case, Veterans Week. So it's going to be some great events happening. Also, Halloween is literally around the corner, and I know that's a fun time. I know it's a fun time in my neighborhood. It's amazing how many kids we have come through. We're excited about that. But I also want to mention that the City of Enid puts on a haunted house, and also at our next commission meeting at the study session on October the 21st, we will have staff there. And I understand they're going to be in costumes, so I hope I don't get too scared during that meeting. But on October 21st, staff will be there and give us an update of exactly where that haunted house is, when it will open, how you can make plans to be at that. Take your kids to that. They love that stuff, and I'm very excited about it. The last thing I want to mention, almost the last thing, is this past Friday, I was very fortunate. Dan Scheidel and a group that he's involved with put on what's called the Culture Connection Summit. The Culture Connection Summit. And we had representatives from the Marshallese, from the Native Americans, from the Hispanic population, and I know I probably left out some, but they were there talking about their cultures and what it's like to be in Enid and still try to retain their culture. It was fascinating. I think that's probably an event they're going to try to have every year. I would encourage you to bring your kids up and let them hear that and understand that it's okay to live in the United States, to live in Enid and embrace what we do here in Enid, but not give up any of your culture. It was very, very fascinating. But at the end of that, we broke out into little study groups, and we were provided questions that we gave to our group. People could come to any one of the groups that they wanted. And I had a lot of young people from Youth Build. It's a program at Enid High School that they had 30 students there from Youth Build, and we probably had 15 or 20 of them in my group. I just want to say I was taken back by the maturity of that group, by how deep their questions were. I was amazed. And that being said, I didn't have time from Friday to today, but I want to bring that group on, or some of the representatives and their instructor that handles that program, onto the program here pretty soon. I was just amazed the questions that they ask. So the emails I got from them following that. So all that being said, I'm excited about that group. I think possibly they're being underutilized, and if there's some way that we can use them and encourage them to give the commission additional ideas for our city, I want you to know that we'll be open to that. So I'm excited to learn more about that program, and I want you to know more about that program. So that's all very, very exciting. I'll say, you've heard me say many, many times, there is so much going on in Enid. For those people that say there's nothing that happens in Enid, look around. Look around. Go to Visit Enid and just look at all the different events that come up. Just 2 weeks ago, on Friday, we had our first Friday. And They had over 5,000 people show up for that. It was an amazing event with a lot of music, and I think people are just enjoying that event so much. And it'll start up again in the spring, so make sure you take part in these events. That's what makes our city great. So with that being said, I will leave you with, once again, don't forget to send your questions to askmason@enid.org. I will do my absolute best to answer all those questions. Tune in to some of our meetings that are coming up, and I think you'll get a lot of details on what's happening. Thank you very much, and enjoy your community here in Enid.